entertainment and across Australia wide. The Young Talent team are ready and raring to go. So hit the spots, turn the cameras on. Now, here's Young Talent Time.
Hi, I'm John Bennett, Premier of South Australia, and I'd like to invite Young Talent Time to the festival stage. And now, here's Johnny Young.
How wonderful. Thank you, Premier Bannon, and hello, Australia. Welcome to a very special Young Talent Time, coming to you from South Australia with special guests and the Young Talent team who are now bound for South Australia. So come aboard.
In South Australia, I was born. Keep away, all the way. South Australia, I came home. Bound for South Australia. When I sailed across the sea, keep away, all the way. The Lord said she'd be true to me. Bound for South Australia. Keep away, you ruling kings. Keep away, all the way. Keep away, you'll hear me sing. Bound for South Australia. When we landed from Cape Horn, keep away, all the way. Wish to God you'd never been born. Down to South Australia. Keep away, you ruling kings. Keep away, all the way. Keep away, you'll hear me sing. Down to South Australia. In South Australia, I was born. Keep away, all the way. South Australia, I came home. Bound for South Australia. Keep away, all the way. Keep away, all the way. In South Australia, I was born. Keep away, all the way. South Australia, I came home. Down to South Australia. When I sailed across the sea, keep away, all the way. The Lord said she'd be true to me. Down to South Australia. Keep away, you ruling kings. Keep away, all the way. Keep away, your enemies sing. Down to South Australia. Keep away, you ruling kings. Keep away, all the way. Keep away, your enemies sing. Down to South Australia.
Oh, yeah, I'm bound for South Australia. Get it? Bound for South Australia.
To the Pioneer Village in South Australia on Young Talent Time to meet the wild colonial boy.
It was the wild colonial boy. Tim Nelson was his name. On Barcelona's terrace, he was born in Castlemaine. He was his father's only son. His mother's pride and joy. And dearly did his parents love the wild colonial boy. When he was 13
Roll up, everybody. Come and see Dr. Quack and the Magic Show. Good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you. I'm Dr. Quack, and I've been drinking my elixir every day for 70 years. And to be able to do that, I've been able to do this. And, of course,
And if I can have your attention once again, folk, Dr. Quack's Koala Brand Elixir is the world-famous wonder tonic of the age. Take one yourself and give one to a friend. If you find your memory failing, or if you become easily confused, if you think the glass is there and the bottle is there, whereas in actual fact the glass is there and the bottle is there, then you need a bottle of Dr. Quack's Koala Brand Elixir and Cure-All. This amazing panacea is a benefit to all mankind. If your innards, like this piece of rope, are all knotted up, then Dr. Quack's Cure will clear away the knots, just like that. If your mind wanders, just like the bottle and the glass do, then take Koala Brand Elixir and Cure-All. Yes, sir, that's right. This salubrious substance is good for man or beast. If your livestock is as scrawny as this, then Dr. Quack will fatten them up for you. If you don't easily remember where things are, then this is the answer. This universal elixir is an amazing adjunct to agriculture. Its very aroma will have your flowers blooming right before your very eyes. If you don't remember where things are, then take Koala Brand Elixir and Cure-All. Yes, madam, that's right. This peerless preparation will help you with your daily chores. Just mention the name Dr. Quack and stains and dirty marks will simply vanish right before your very eyes. Sir, you'd like to buy a bottle of this most carefully conceived concoction of the century, and you'd like a glass to drink it out of too. And a bottle for you too, sir. And one for you too. One for a shilling, two for 2 shillings. They're yours for the asking. Not only are we enjoying the hospitality of all the people in South Australia, but we're also enjoying the wonderful weather here. It's really fantastic, beautiful churches, and of course, I paid a quiet little, for educational reasons, visit to the Barossa Valley to have a look at some of the wonderful vineyards and beautiful wines they have too. Just really nice. I just had a little sip of the taste, you know. Just a little bit. We've got a fantastic show for you from South Australia. We'll be meeting up with some famous South Australians like Daryl Cotton and Quinton Kenahan, who'll be showing the kids some of the sights and, of course, some terrific music and lots of your usual Young Talent Time fun. And also, I've sent Katie off on a special roaming expedition to find out some interesting information for you.
Well, Miss John sent me here to Kangaroo Island to find kangaroos. So far, I haven't found any. But what I did find out was that this island itself has a whole history of pirating. Isn't that exciting? That includes caves, hidden treasures, shipwrecks. Anyway, like I said, I was supposed to try and find kangaroos. So far, all I found is this fella. It's an emu, that's obvious enough. In the early 19th century, the dwarf emu became extinct here on the island. This emu comes from the mainland. Mr. Emu, have you seen any kangaroos? Have you? You haven't? Thought you might have, that's all. No? All right, I'll go look over here.
wrapped around each other, trying so hard to stay warm. Our first cold winter together, lying in each other's arms, watching those old movies, falling in love so desperately. Honey, I was your hero, and you were my leading lady. We had it all, just like Bogey and McCall, starring in our own late, late show. Sail away to Key Largo. He's looking at you, kid, missing all the things we did. We can find it once again, I know, just like they did in Key Largo. Honey, can't you remember playing all those parts, that sweet scene of surrender, when you gave me your heart? Please say you will play it again, 'cause I love you still. Maybe this can be the end. We had it all,
We had it all.
just like Bogey and McCall, starring in our own late, late show. Sail away to Key Largo. He's looking at you, kid,
He's looking at you, kid.
missing all the things we did. We can find it once again, I know, just like they did in Key Largo.
Have you ever seen a cockatoo on roller skates? Or a cockatoo play the jukebox and dance? All this happens and more on Cockatoo Capers. So would you welcome the stars, Molly, Nick Kelly, and the trainer, Matt Gash?
Give it a big kick, get your aim right, and you'll get a strike for sure. So go on, aim right, aim really sort of... Oh, no, look. He's... Oh, look. Hey! Found it? Good boy. A high wire artist. Ned Kelly. Well, this is the end of the show, and as usual, Ned, what do you say at the end of the show? And more importantly, what do you do? Could you wave, please, and what do you say? Goodbye. Goodbye. That's a lovely one.
Stand up, come on, up. Just a bit sleepy, I think. Hey, you, what's that now?
Here you go in South Australia. Even if it's raining, you'll see sunshine on people's faces. Add to that Karen Dunkerton, who's also bringing sunshine, and everybody's walking on sunshine.
I used to think
Kangaroo Island, but I've searched high and low and can't find any kangaroos. Now, why do they call it Kangaroo Island if there's no kangaroos? Anyway, I found something even better. Sea lions! And as a matter of fact, it's the only place in the world where you can come this close to sea lions without being in any danger whatsoever. The first residents of the island were the sealers, who hunted the seals for their valuable pelts. As a result of this slaughter, the Australian sea lion is now an endangered species. The colony is now protected in Seal Bay National Park, so everyone can experience these wonderful creatures. Well, I've met thousands of sea lions here today at Kangaroo Island, but this little lady here I approve of because she likes sunbaking just like me. What do you think, Mark?
Well, it's got my seal of approval too, Katie.
Gee, it looks interesting down there on Kangaroo Island. I wonder if she'll find any kangaroos. Well, we're here with Mrs. Jessie Sargent. Welcome to the show, Mrs. Sargent.
I always like to work on the young shows. Not one year, I think I've watched every show that is on.
Thank you.
I enjoy every moment of it.
Well, that's great. And when did your family come out to South Australia?
In 1854.
Well, how old are you now, if you don't mind?
I'm 100. Yes.
And what would that be? 87 years older than me.
Yes, that's right, that's right. And I hope you'll be as good as I am when you become 100.
Well, what's the secret of old age?
Very hard work.
Well, we'd like to sing a song especially for you. So this is for Mrs. Jessie Sargent, and it's called Dream.
I'm collecting information for my next book called Famous South Australians. I thought I'd start at the beginning, way back in 1836. That was the year when Colonel Light selected this site for the township of Adelaide. Ah, where there's light, there's hope. Ta-da! Many years have passed now, and Adelaide was soon known as the Festival State because of its love of the arts. Sir Robert Helpman was only a child in 1920, taking ballet lessons right here in Adelaide. He went on to become Australia's greatest ballet dancers and choreographers and toured the world on the tip of his toes. Sir Robert was the director of Adelaide's Festival of Arts, and he was a great help, man. This people muscles the legendary Dean Lincoln, tuna fisherman from Port Lincoln, and Olympic gold medalist. This bloke can lift the weight of 2 refrigerators. Boy, is this gonna make heavy reading. But this is a rolling here at Adelaide News. This is where Rupert Murdoch began his first media empire in 1952. He now owns newspapers, radio stations, TV networks and film companies right across the globe. Rupert Murdoch is worth millions, and fortunately, he shares a bit of that with his employees. Thanks, boss. Smile.
Okay. Everybody's very excited here in the studio, and South Australia is especially proud of their homegrown talent. And here's a young man who's been doing fantastically well for many, many years now, and a South Australian homegrown rocker he is. Would you welcome Daryl Cotton? He's a popular boy here in South Australia, as he is in many parts of Australia. Would you welcome him? Here comes Daryl again. Get on your
Can we have that girl thrown out?
Well, you wouldn't do that to your mother, would you?
I wouldn't do that. How are you, John?
Really good, Daryl. You must come to South Australia often because you have family here and started here?
Quite a big family, and of course I started here with in my early rock and roll days, but I get back pretty often.
Do you? And
good to be here.
I've heard from Melbourne, where of course Young Talent Time goes through channel ATV 10 in Melbourne,
right, yeah.
that you've got your own program there as well.
Yeah, I'm doing a kids show over there, which is great. Yeah, which is a lot of fun.
And what's it called?
It's called the Early Bird Show.
The Early...
Early Bird Show.
Being a rock and roller of old standing, being an early bird must be a bit hard for you, because rock and rollers don't get up until 11 o'clock in the morning, do they?
But I'm a dad now.
You're a dad now?
So I'm used to that. I've been getting up with my young daughter, Amy, very early.
I'm going to embarrass you and your daughter, Amy, because, Amy, this is what your daddy looked like back in 1966 when I first met him, or maybe it's 68.
68, yeah.
This is when Daryl was the lead singer with
I was trying to grow a beard there. Yes.
Now, there's some very famous people there, apart from yourself.
Beebe Birtles was our bass player. He was later on joined the Little River Band.
Yeah.
Rick Brewer was our drummer, and of course our lead guitarist was Rick Springfield, who, say no more, is a big star in the United States now.
And I heard that you might all be getting together for a special South Australian function sometime.
Here in South Australia, yeah, hopefully on Australia Day next year. We're looking at a reunion of the Zoot and the Masters Apprentices and the Twilights, who are all South Australian bands.
Would you like that? Yeah, fantastic.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Daryl, real pleasure, and I hate you because you always look so young. What do you... Well, I'm only a couple of years older than you. I mean, look, I've got more hair.
Yeah.
I'd like you to meet another young man who I think is one of the most delightful South Australians that I've ever met, Daryl, and his name is Quentin Kenahan. Of course, Michael Willesee did a special, and he wanted to appear on Young Talent Time. We had him on Young Talent Time, and he's now become our Young Talent Time South Australian ambassador. And he's going to show us and tell us a little bit about some of the wonderful things you find at Marineland, like dolphins and things. Here's Quentin.
I'm here at Marineland, and I'd like to tell you about the dolphins. They're wonderful creatures. Dolphins live in oceans all over the world. They are warm-blooded mammals and breathe air through the hole in the top of their head. It's called a blowhole. They are very clever and do wonderful tricks. I like them because they smile at me. Also, they talk by whistling. Listen to this.
And the urge is very strong. Give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. Not just a little swing, but go up and go. And if your whistle's weak, yell, Jiminy Cricket. Take the straight and narrow path, and if you start to slide, give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. And always let your conscience be your guide. Give yourself a cross-examination. Are you just about to make a big mistake? Well, here's a way to save the situation. Slow it down, for heaven's sake. Give your better self a break. When you get in trouble and you don't know right from wrong, give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. And always let your conscience be your guide.
Well, I'll get a little whistle. Have that little bite.
Called the Western Grey Kangaroo, and they were the very same kangaroos that Matthew Flinders saw here in 1802 when he named this southern land Kangaroo Island. And every normal animal kingdom or zoo, they keep the animals in the cages. But here at Kangaroo Island, they keep the people in the cages to stop the kangaroos eating your picnic. It's true. That's how life is here at Kangaroo Island.
Okay, well, I'm pleased we discovered some kangaroos on Kangaroo Island. And thank you, Katie, for those very in-depth and funny reports. Okay, a very serious note. because deafness is something that's not a joking matter. It affects a lot of people, and I just couldn't imagine a world without music and all the sounds that we hear around the world. And so every year around Australia, people get together to raise funds for research for the Deafness Foundation.
Right.
And a whole bunch of us, including the Young Talent team and myself, were invited to participate in a song called A World Without Music to help the Deafness Foundation, and it included people from all different television stations, and it was a real thrill because, you know, television is competitive like any kind of business, and we don't often get a chance to mingle with other television stars from other stations, and it was a real thrill for me, and as I know it was for the kids to get together to perform this for you. It's called A World Without Music, with all the stars from all your television.
With no melody, a world with no harmony, a world with no saxophone, slide trombone, or symphony, no rock clips on sounds to play, no hey, hey, it's Saturday, or voices on talent time, no words to rhyme. Likes to hear music. All the world likes to hear song. Think of the world, a world without music. Think of a world where no guitars play, or dance the old-fashioned way. A tick from a mantle clock, no door to knock, no words that say. Harp playing out the blues, no sound from the TV news, no clack from an evening train, falling rain. All the world likes to hear music.
So there you have it, A World Without Music. That's released through Festival Records, and I'd like to thank all our friends in South Australia, as a matter of fact, all our friends right around Australia who've bought that record to support the Deafness Appeal, and I'd especially like to thank our floor manager, Greg Petherick, who did such a wonderful job in organising that event. Good on you, Greg. He's blushing. See, he's normally wild and woolly, but really sincerely, Greg, a great effort. Fantastic. We're very proud of you, and it was a terrific thought. Because these are the children, the ones you're about to see that the Young Talent team went to visit, who that was all in aid of. It's the Deaf Children's Choir with the Young Talent team who'd like to light up your life.
I kept deep inside.
all of us here, a very special thank you to the Premier of South Australia, John Bannon, for making us so welcome. A special thank you to young Quentin Kenahan for providing such great fun for us. And Darryl Cotton, of course, Cockatoo Capers, Pioneer Village, and a very special thank you to our crew in South Australia, Ray Belcher, our location director. Thank you, Ray. SAS 10 and Ron Christie, all the wonderful crew there, and the South Australian Tourist Department with Bob Bullfield, who runs it so well and looked after us terrifically. So thank you to all of those, and thank you to all the people of South Australia for making us welcome to their state. We hope we see you soon. Whew. I've had a great time. I hope you have too. And we send all our loving to you. And from our sponsors, McDonald's, have a very happy tomorrow. Bye from South Australia.
While in Melbourne, our guests stay at the Ruffdown International Motel. Whilst in Sydney, Johnny Young and the cast choose to stay at the Southern Cross, a hotel in the classic manner. Our weekly winners share in the McDonald's Scholarship Fund. Our grand final winner flies Qantas, the Spirit of Australia, to the United States or Europe. Young Talent Time is a television house production for Network 10 Australia.
So, from South Australia, good night, Australia.